Alright guys, so let's have a look at Apple stock AAPL on Friday. Well, you can see it closed 1.5% down at 134.50 basically. 134.50, that was the closing price on Friday. What to watch from here going forward? So basically my analysis of this stock, very quick one. We're not gonna talk about the news, anything like that. So just straight into the chart of the stock. You can see this is the daily chart. All right, so let me switch to maybe even longer time period. Okay, let's take a look at it like this: 2020, 2021, 2022 so far. Okay, so if you look at the daily chart right here right now, well, you can tell that, yeah, we are in a down. The stock has been in a downtrend, right? Even up here when it reached here, couldn't get back above, which it could have, but sold off, came back down, and last 3 days, 4 days, sold right back down to the support. So this support, I think, was somewhere here in May or so. And then we bounced here in October, and again in October, and then we closed right there. So why that level? I think partially why this level is because this was the low after they paid a dividend, and then it tested that level again, and then it bounced. So I'm watching this level as a support for Apple for now, ultra short term, expecting some sort of oversold bounce, even though Apple, what has it done during a week? So basically it's down 10% in a week. It's not that it hasn't done it, but every time it has done it this year, you can just go, if you have a scanner, just take a look. But this was the most recent one. So basically goes down 10%, 10.5%, and then goes even lower, 13%, recovers. So basically closes the day right here as well, 10%. And you can see what it did before bouncing, right? So I think it could do same thing, but it doesn't have to go a lot higher. So what I'm watching from here basically, so ultra short term, well, that's the bounce, that's the support. And also I was watching this maybe slightly higher lows making uptrend, this blue trend. I'm gonna remove it. So it's below that. I like to watch basically linear perfect price support resistance levels when it comes to watching supports. Okay, and below that level 134.50 we have 130 as a support. Below 130 maybe we have a little bit of a support here at 120, maybe even decent support at 120. But what I want to show here, one more thing as a support, maybe going forward, maybe next year, right? It's a big level. But in 2020 summer, when they reported earnings, it made a gap. I think this gap was pretty big gap, actually 6-7%, and never filled that gap. So I do think that if we're gonna see overall market make a new low next year, I will be watching Apple somewhere here at $100. That's the rate. It's been 197, 96. I'm watching basically this gap to get filled. It doesn't, of course, it's biggest stock in the world. It's not gonna do it like in a week or two. Even though if market, even though we are in a like very extreme volatile year, and maybe even this last 2 weeks as well. I don't think it will do it in a week or two. It's gonna take time, but I'm watching this little bit further. So maybe March, April, May, maybe even all the way till June, if they report a few worse than expected earnings, because they have been cutting their forecast already for their product sales. So that's when I would expect it to come down. I don't think that it will sell off right away. So these are the levels to the downside. What to watch to the upside. So right here, right now, it's sitting at the support. So what I'm watching here is basically if Apple tries to bounce, well, we can just stay in this range. Okay, it doesn't have to do much. Or we can try to bounce all the way to 140. Okay, because 140 was support right here. We dropped below it. Now if it wants to retest that level and then go lower, that would be the next level of resistance. And above that we have 50-day moving average, but I don't think it will get there this year, ultra short term, because of all these guys right here who bought this name are trapped. Anytime it tries to go into the zone, bounce above 140, there's going to be pretty big selling pressure versus these 2 days, because people who bought in these 2 days, I mean, their emotions a little bit fresh. I mean, they might have a little bit more faith of holding versus these guys who have been holding it for a long time, and they're like, okay, as soon as it comes back to my price, I'm selling, I'm getting out. So you're gonna have to feel, you're gonna have to try to read the feeling of both bullish traders and bear traders. 200-day moving average up here, we're below it, this red line, so you can see we're below all major moving averages. So chart looks bearish, but we're at the support short term. If it doesn't hold, 130 next level to watch. And overall tech names are weak, so you got to be careful trying to load tech, even though it presents high risk, high reward because of where it's sitting right now. A lot of tech names, it's not a good time to buy these names. Again, it's not a advice. I'm mainly trader. Okay, I don't manage portfolios, but I would not personally, I would not add Apple to my portfolio somewhere here, because I'm pretty sure that it will get to this $100 mark sometime in the future, and that's where I would be happily a buyer. So that's the video for Apple. I don't want to make it too long. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.